Hello, I am Michelle.
And I am Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. Well, this video was originally supposed to be just a video that we uploaded on Friday. But since we got a new camera, we are having problems.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we are having problems with just like pre-recorded videos of syncing up the sound. We're going to figure it out, but we don't know how to do it this second. So that's why we decided, you know what, we'll just go live. We haven't even announced it to anyone. But we're
if nobody's here, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, actually. I mean, we were going to pre-record this. Oh, well, hello to AWS Escape Pod.
Hello,
hey,
thank you for joining us.
Yes, again, this is impromptu because we were going to pre-record this, but don't really know how to do a lot of editing post. So we just decided just to go for it.
Yeah.
So
why not?
We're
low.
Yeah, we are going to be discussing today with the Snyder Cut release just a little over a week away. We are going to be revisiting Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So join the conversation and let's talk some Batman v Superman. And hello to Justin is Lost in the chat, the Geek Blend, and Dreaming Tabathia. I can't
We're
speak
glad
today.
you found our channel too.
Yeah, again, for those of you just joining, this is impromptu. We were going to pre-record this and just thought we would just go ahead and stream it live because when we pre-record things, there's a drift in our audio and we've got to probably need to inbox Justin. We've got to learn how to figure that out. So we just thought we would go live with it. So we are discussing, as I said, Batman v Superman, and we are discussing the Ultimate Edition, which is important because
the best edition.
The Ultimate Edition is quite a bit better.
The only edition.
It's quite a bit better. And I wanted to give my initial thoughts. I remember, I can actually tell you guys, I was on some pain meds because I just taken out my 2 last wisdom teeth when I saw Batman v Superman in theaters.
The best way to watch.
With wisdom teeth taken out. And I can remember what I wore, what I had for dinner. It's very, for some reason,
that's impressive.
But then some days I can't remember what I was going to say 2 minutes ago.
Sometimes I can't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning.
So I can't explain that, but that's the deal. And, but I remember when I saw this in theaters, I thought like, well, it was good. You know, I liked it all right. But I will say this, and especially with the Ultimate Edition, as the years have gone by, I liked it better immediately, even with the regular edition when I saw it a second time after it was out on video. But with the Unlimited Edition, I actually genuinely really enjoy this movie. And I know it's a movie some of you in the chat may despise, but a lot of people, it seems to provoke passion one way or the other. And
I think that can be a good thing, you know?
It can be. And, you know, this movie, sometimes it kind of gets labeled as being a failure. Like it almost made 900 million, which I know we expect it to make $1 billion. So I guess it is in its own little way, I guess, a failure. But what Warner Brothers resorted to and Joss Whedon made a lot less money. So again, they probably overreacted on that.
It was a lot less good of a movie, in my opinion.
Yes, it definitely was. And Justin says he can help out with our audio problem. Thank the Lord. And I love this movie. I love this movie too. And maybe that's unpopular
opinion.
But again, we've always said that we will be honest with you on our opinions. And I'll be honest, even if I like something that no one else likes but I like, I'll tell you how I feel about it. And I enjoy this movie. So the way we're going to cover this movie today, and you guys in the chat feel free to say whatever you want. Hello to Josh Anderson. We are going to cover this the way we cover all of our reviews, initial thoughts, which, I kind of gave you mine. I thought it was pretty good, but initial thoughts.
It was right.
Then what we like about the movie, what we don't like about the movie, and last, we will give you our rating, which is our 5 out of 5 hoots is how we rate. So Natalie, Natalie actually just watched the Unlimited Edition. What did you think of this movie?
You know, overall, I liked it. I mean, I was entertained. First, I was like, I mean, I understood why Batman was mad at Superman, but it was kind of like, There's a lot.
I think you said they just need to have a talk.
They need to talk things out and
They
understand
did.
each other a little more before resorting to the things they do.
It was kind of like a simple misunderstanding, I feel like, that could have been made better with just a little bit of communication, guys. Communication's key.
You know what they say about assuming.
Yeah, it's bad. And actually, Natalie, you bring up a great point, because
thank you.
Something that the theatrical release did is it removed it removed stuff in the beginning portion of the movie that truly sets up why Superman wants Batman to stop.
True.
So the Unlimited Edition does such a better job of fleshing out why, and you then begin to understand why Superman isn't so keen on Batman and thinks Batman isn't helping people.
So I can understand if you didn't have this like background information, it being a lot more like, you know, what's going on here.
Yes. Yeah, because, well, and again, I feel like this movie, guys, and kind of Snyder's path with DC in general, but this movie, again, is a case of executives getting in the way, saying, no, you've got to take out 30 minutes of that movie, because God forbid it be close to 3 hours. And when they did that, it really hurt this movie, because, again, it took out all the building blocks to leading to that fight that made it make sense.
Yeah.
So
and what a fight it was.
It is. I mean, we'll get into that later, but so I just think that it does a great job as far as the Unlimited. It fleshes things out so much better, and I like it. I dig this movie. I do. And another negative that sometimes can be said, I think sometimes people, they just weren't expecting. Yeah, the Titanic was over 3 hours. Good point.
Because I literally just thought that.
And all the Lord of the Rings were 3 hours, and they did fantastic.
And I think the grown-up me honestly would rather watch Batman v Superman than the Titanic for
I definitely would. In fact, I can keep it this real with you guys. I've watched Batman v Superman, the Unlimited Edition, like twice in the last 2.5 months. I'm a fan of this movie. And especially we just recently watched it in preparation for the Snyder Cut, since it really is like part 2 of his 5-movie arc that he was trying to do. So yeah, the Unlimited Cut, it just fleshes it out. But another, I think, where people kind of knock it, Natalie, is they kind of expect, going into a big blockbuster comic movie, they expect kind of the Marvel treatment.
They do.
And this movie is such a departure from Marvel, which is, again, why I like it. Yeah. I really appreciate this adult take on these characters. And was it necessary for kids? Probably not. But when my parents took me at 3 years old to see the Batman with the Penguin movie, was that for kids? Probably not. Probably not for a 3-year-old. So I enjoy it. And, I think people just weren't really expecting what they got. He's already on to the Martha thing. But yeah, so we'll move in now to what we like and what I like about this movie. You guys know this. I adore Henry Cavill as Superman. I mean, Henry Cavill, we can't say it enough.
I think if we've made nothing else clear, we've made this clear.
Henry Cavill is Superman. We got to get that hashtag trending, guys.
Hashtag change my mind.
I mean, yeah, change my mind. Not going to happen. He is Superman. And I also personally love Lois Lane. I love Amy Adams as Lois Lane.
I do too. She just does a fantastic job. And I agree with that, Josh.
I do too.
Prefer the more emotional and darker DCU. Yeah, I think that's part of what draws me in.
Yes, and we're going to get into that because I love the themes of this movie.
Yeah.
Again, it has great themes, and sometimes I feel Marvel lacks in creating themes, emotional themes that I care about.
Emotional connection.
It does. Where this movie, it gets all those beats. Literally, Zack Snyder is so good at playing to emotion.
Yes.
I was watching Man of Steel the other night, and I found myself tearing up, and I didn't even know why I was tearing up. I mean, he just is able to provoke emotion out of comic characters.
Totally.
And that's fantastic to me.
Well, I'm becoming a Zack Snyder fan. I didn't really know much about the guy. And like I said in a pre-recorded video that'll come out later this week, I was watching some interviews with him, and he just seems like a great guy.
He does. I mean, just so down to earth. And as we've talked about, I just appreciate he speaks to humans on a human level. He doesn't feel the need to promote certain groups. He just speaks to everyone.
Yes.
And that's what movies should do.
And that's what we were saying in the other video. He does kind of keep politics out of it, or at least it's so subtle, like most people swing over their head.
It's pretty much out of it.
It's pretty much out of it, which we appreciate.
Except something we should be able to all agree on, no matter what side, no matter where you identify politically, is that if Superman existed, they would definitely call him in and have a talk with him in the way that they do in the government. You know how they do in this movie?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, they would definitely do that, and they would definitely try to control Superman, which you can't do. Can't control Superman. Leave it to the government to try to control Superman.
But they would try.
They would definitely try. All of them. But yeah, I love things, Allie. What are things you love about this movie?
Superman. I'm just kidding. I mean, of course, Superman.
We definitely love Superman.
Batflick wasn't bad.
Yeah, I've never been the biggest Ben Affleck fan, if I'm just being real with you guys.
Same. Yeah.
But I think he does do a good job as Batman. He grew on me. He does good as Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think he brought a little bit of a fresh take to the role.
Yeah, I think he did too. I think, and again,
he wasn't quite as so like, hi, I'm Batman.
Well, they gave him that modifier.
Yeah, so it was more like a part of his gear thing than his actual voice. Like, I want some chicken nuggets with a side of sauce.
And people had an issue with Batman branding people, but there's been so many different takes on Batman. I kind of appreciated the darker take on Batman.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that, I guess, Michelle informed me before we watched it that there was kind of some, I don't know if controversy is the right word, but people just didn't really like how, I guess, kind of like violent this movie was at times, and even the beginning scenes and the crap going on with Lois and people getting shot. And while it's not like you ever really want to see that, but I think it's like Zack Snyder is going for a more realistic, grounded, gritty movie. And I think, like, crap happens in life and stuff like that does happen. So that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it didn't bother me either. I enjoyed it.
He says, now I need bat nuggets.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but
I'll have a McBat.
I want to really get into something that I've grown to love about this movie are the themes of this movie. And someone already brought up the Martha moment. And some of the memes are hysterical, guys, about the Martha. I can laugh about it, but at times it has emotionally pulled my strings a little bit, because what this movie is getting at with that Martha moment is Batman has so just kind of prejudged Superman. And in all fairness, he did watch a lot of damage that took place because they came to get Superman.
Right.
They established that too in the beginning.
He was a little prejudiced against the alien at first.
He was. But when they have this final revelation of the Martha revelation, which again has set off tons of memes that are pretty funny. But when they have this moment, it's literally just kind of realizing they're not that different.
Yeah.
That
like we both have a mother, or like in Batman's case, had a mother, sadly, that he loved.
Yes. And to me, what's interesting is Batman, who's gone through in this iteration of Batman, he's lost Robin. His house has been burned down by the Joker, I believe. And he's losing his humanity bit by bit.
Yeah.
You see that. And it takes the alien from Krypton to pull back his humanity. And it's in that moment that he kind of snaps out of it. And you see Bruce Wayne come back to being Bruce Wayne. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's a beautiful thing.
It really is. It's a very emotionally charged moment that just really works for me.
Well, I thought it was very sweet. Doesn't Lex Luthor even make the point, like, what do all men love, or like the woman that they have a weakness for, their mother?
Yeah.
So that kind of had you got that back later with the Martha scene between them, like how true that is and how that connected them and let them see each other as people.
Yes. And it really is just a powerful moment. The Martha moment, it can be funny too with the memes. Again, it really can be, but it also just really hits back to that human.
Totally, Josh.
Where what does he say?
It's a beautiful scene when Batman tells Superman
Yes,
that Martha
it
will not
is.
die tonight. It broke my heart. Yeah.
It is
So
like
sweet.
it really can get me at times, like
Yeah.
depending on my mood, I guess.
It kind of almost like the trauma he had been through.
Yes.
It was like, if it's my mission now, if I can save this mother, it is like, it can get you.
And you just gotta love Superman. I mean, he is a classic mama's boy. I mean, he really is.
He is.
Like in a healthy way.
No, it's so sweet. Even like that was part of the scenes that got me. And obviously his dad was great too. But from the time he's little and feeling misunderstood at the school, and his mom just kind of quietly and gently is like, Clark.
Yes.
And she connects with him, and he's able to come out. So it's just, he has always had a special place for his mom, and that's precious.
He has. So I love that moment. And something too that I think people don't pick up on enough. Okay, the warehouse scene after he tells Superman Martha will not die tonight, and he goes to get Martha. That action sequence with Batman in the warehouse is probably, no, I would say definitely the best action sequence we've ever gotten with live action Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, it is fantastic.
That's an incredible fight scene. And I mean, I'm not like a big action person, but that was a good fight scene.
Yeah. I mean, it was fantastic. Like, I love that scene. And the more I've watched it, the more I begin to recognize, dang, that scene's good.
Yeah.
And something else that I appreciate, I know, Natalie, that you can appreciate, this movie, again, unlike Marvel movies, it literally takes about, with the Unlimited Edition, about 2 hours to build to their fight? An hour and a half?
It does, yeah. There's a lot of tension and building up. And, and I think like someone had pointed out earlier, which is true, Lex Luthor definitely being the little scummy manipulator he is, kind of definitely pitted them against each other even further.
Yeah, definitely. So that I love that they built towards these scenes. And come on, guys, you know that you were excited to see Batman versus Superman. We skipped ahead when we went to the Martha moment, but their whole fight, I mean, it was kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
because Superman should just be able to beat Batman to a pulp.
I know, because at first I tell Michelle, I'm like, isn't it kind of obvious, like, Superman's got this one? I mean, he's Superman, for crying out loud. He's got these powers and
but
stuff.
That Batman is so resourceful.
He is very resourceful, very smart.
I mean, it's actually believable that Batman would find his weakness and exploit it, because Batman is so smart and just so good at figuring things out. So I actually enjoy that fight scene too, but the warehouse scene is just so good. And then also something that I love is this is where we got our very first glimpse of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
And dang, you guys know we're Wonder Woman fans too.
Talk about music I love.
Her theme. Oh, gosh.
Like, it gives me endorphins. Like, it really is endorphins for me for some reason.
I was doing cardio to it the other day, guys. I'm just going to be real. I really was.
So good.
It's so good. And then a moment that puts a smile on my face every single time I watch this movie is when you see she's been fighting, getting into this fight so long. She finally gets off the plane when she sees Doomsday is in the city. And that moment where you kind of think, oh gosh, Batman's in trouble. And then the theme music kicks in, and then boom, and just you see Wonder Woman, and that theme's just rocking.
Gosh,
and I mean,
so good.
It's
like
just
hauntingly good.
That moment puts a smile on my face every time when she appears out of nowhere and saves Batman before he kind of gets slaughtered. And just the theme music and this awesome introduction to this beloved character of Wonder Woman. And we see her again, she's a princess and she's a warrior. And we see that when she's got the sword, the shield, and she has a pretty good stand with Doomsday, really.
Not to mention her fashion is always on point.
It is.
From what I've seen.
It is. And
in this movie, not excluded.
In this movie, it's very on point throughout the movie. And you mentioned we watched it the other night together, just to refresh for this. When as corny as it is, I have to say it makes me smile when Batman says, "Is she with you?" Or no, Superman says, "Is she with you?" Batman, "No, I thought she was with you." I mean, is it cheesy? It is.
Yeah.
But it's one of those cheesy moments that your insides really are having a fun time with, so you don't care. I enjoy that moment.
Kind of like the hottest lady in the room. They just assume, well, she's with one of us,
I mean, I love that moment. Every time that happens, puts a huge smile on my face. I'm trying to think, Natalie and guys in the chat, anything else in this movie? Obviously, we'll end with things we dislike, but anything else in this movie that you really like? And I've so grown to appreciate even Snyder, the way he films things. Like some of the shots he gets are just awesome.
It's part of his art.
It really is like an art form of what Zack Snyder's able to accomplish.
To create a mood, as the youngsters would say.
It is. And I will have to say, we're doing things we like, so we're skipping all over this movie. But I really actually even enjoyed the opening sequence. Again, with the Ultimate Edition that shows the full sequence. I enjoy Lois in the desert. Like that was a cool beginning to the movie.
It definitely kind of had you on the edge of your seat.
Yes, and that's something you've got to appreciate. I love Amy Adams as Lois Lane. She's my Lois Lane at this point too. But she does such a good job. She does. Because Amy Adams can be firm as she is as Lois Lane, but always have this innocence about her, too.
Yes, yeah.
And it's just, she's able...
I think that's just Amy Adams' face.
I think it is.
She can't help it.
And I appreciate it. And you have to love, we're talking about these great superheroes and Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. But Lois Lane, my gosh, that woman has got ovaries of steel. Like, she will go into the most dangerous situations and just to get the story.
She's like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of it, but I'll try it.
Like, she's really a hero in her own way. And something that made us laugh watching this, it's like, how many times does Superman have to save her in this movie?
Oh, I'm like, does he have like some kind of
a homing beacon?
Like her heartbeat goes up and he's like, oh crap, I got to go save Lois again.
Like if they ever break up, he's like, woman, I've had to save you thousands of times at this point. I can't do it anymore.
I can't take this.
Well, we know they're never going to break up though. But yeah, so, and two, it is just I like the romance between the two of them. And when Lois kind of picks him up after he's gotten the kryptonite spear because it's weakened him, and she can see, oh crap, I know what he's about to do because she knows him so well.
It is heartbreaking.
And he said, what does he say? He says, this is my world, you're my world. And then he goes off and obviously he ends up dying. But that moment between the two of them, it's like kind of this soft, sweet moment in the middle of this big battle. And I just love that moment. I love Lois and Clark Kent. They're just, I stand them. Me
too. They're a great couple.
They are. I love that moment.
Where's my Superman?
I'm trying to think, is there anything else, Natalie, anything that you really like about this movie that we've kind of talked about?
I think we've covered it. Well, I was very sad. Like the funeral scene was really sad. Yeah. And
we do get the setup for the Justice League. And the one we're about to get.
Another thing I was going to point out was like, if you look at it like, yes, we want Man of Steel 2, but this was almost like a sequel to Man of Steel in a sense from Batman's perspective, but also heavily with Superman.
Yes. Yeah, it was. And I would say this too, because I see someone say the problem, which yes. I would say too, one of and we'll get, actually we'll move in that to what we don't like. So we'll move on to that. So what we don't like, the number one thing I have written down for what I don't like is literally just Jesse Eisenberg. I'm not a Jesse Eisenberg fan. And I don't know how after he did his rendition of Lex Luthor, they were like, nah, that's not going to work for us. It's a little too crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Lex is supposed to be calculated and brilliant, and he comes off too much like he belongs in Gotham City for my liking, personally. I mean, it doesn't ruin my love of this movie. I'm just like, gosh, like, why is he acting like this? Like, this is not a good take on Lex Luthor.
And that's what I was telling Michelle when we were watching it. It's like, I don't know if, like, the director of Zack Snyder wanted him to act like that, or if he's just kind of like, hey guys, I'm gonna go for it, and he like didn't want to hurt his feelings, so he's like, you keep doing you, keep doing it, man. But it is kind of I don't know. It was too many mannerisms and stuff going on at once.
Yeah, it was way too much going on. I'm just not a big fan of him. But that doesn't mean they could maybe make him tone it down if he's ever in something again as Lex Luthor. But I wasn't the biggest fan.
Well, I think I just know Jesse Eisenberg based on an interview I saw with a female reporter. He's kind of a jerk in real life. So I just may be a little biased against him too. So
well, and I would say something else that I think this movie, which again, I really enjoy this movie, so it doesn't bother me. There's a lot to accomplish because you have to set up why Batman is mad at Superman.
Yeah.
Why Superman doesn't like Batman. And then bring in Wonder Woman, for the Doomsday fight. But then you're also setting up Justice League. So it would have been nice. Warner's rushed things, but that's not really Zack Snyder's fault. Warner's rushed things in trying to make him also introduce the Justice League, which they should have just let all of them have their own movie first, probably.
Right.
As far as doing that. So that's kind of my negatives of this movie. Again, it's really mostly just Jesse Eisenberg. It really is it. But yeah, I really, again, even the second time I watched the regular cut, I enjoyed it much more. And I liked it pretty good the first time. I liked it decently, I would say. I understand the lax kind of, not the excitement that people might have not have felt when they left, but I love the Unlimited Edition. Just really, I think it's a good movie. I know that maybe some of you guys don't. That's fine.
I mean,
we all
I
have different
enjoyed it.
feelings, but I enjoy this take on Batman and Superman, and I definitely want to see. I'm so excited for the Snyder Cut that's coming out. Just super excited. But so, Natalie, we're going to rank this movie. What do you give it? Again, guys, when we rank things, it's not our critical ranking.
It's not that deep.
It's how much do we enjoy this movie? So Natalie, out of 5 stars, how many stars do you give it?
I'm going to give it 4 hoots.
4 hoots. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I said stars. I'm going to give it 4.5 hoots. I really enjoy this movie. I love the casting and love the characters in this movie. And I actually enjoy, outside of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, I actually really enjoy the way that they portrayed these characters, and just really like this movie and looking forward to the Snyder Cut. So
yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that 4-hour piece movie.
Yes. Let's see. It's definitely a movie with layers. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I probably should rewatch.
Yes, the more you rewatch
it, might get another hoot.
Yeah, the more you rewatch it, the more you truly get it, I think, for the most part. Definitely. Let me look at these what some of the comments you guys are saying.
Scott, I appreciate all the love that you've shown us in this stream.
What is Scott? Oh,
Scott is quite the commenter.
Scott, we appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Again, we literally, for those of you who just came here, we just decided to go live because we've got a new camera and we're still figuring out some of the editing in post, but that we don't have to do that when we go live. So that's why we're like, we'll just go live with it. And we didn't know anyone would show up in the chat because we didn't promote it or anything. So thank you for everyone
for showing up.
Everyone who showed up at this random time on a Wednesday.
With no warning.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We are going to have a video coming out Friday talking about why the Snyder Cut matters and why we should support it as fans. Again, that doesn't mean you have to like it, but we give you our thoughts on that. So definitely be looking for that on Friday. And for those of you in the comments tonight, we will be on Drunk 3PO's live stream at 7:00 with Justin is Lost and a couple more. So check us out there. Oh, hello to Blue Harvest Vintage Toys. Nice to see you in the chat. But that's kind of it for our Batman v Superman: The Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition discussion. Natalie, anything else that you want to say?
No, I think that's it. Very excited to watch and discuss the new movie coming out.
You guys say I love my Wonder Woman. I love my Batman and Superman too.
Show them your shirt again.
There we go.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love all these characters. In fact, I've been like in a Superman kick, and last week I watched the old Supermans I'm not Matt Reeves, Christopher Reeves, and watched Man of Steel, watched Batman v Superman, and I just love the character Superman. He's won me over. I was always a Batman girl, but my gosh, Superman, Clark Kent, he's won me over in the past week. I'm a huge fan. I was even looking at the hot toys. I would really like to have one of Henry Cavill's Superman because hashtag Henry Cavill is Superman.
He definitely is.
But yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat for joining in. We appreciate you guys and your input and spending some time with us this afternoon.
And if you came in later, of course, there's always the replay. You can
Yes.
go back and watch.
Yes, definitely go back. We cover this movie and just kind of talk about what we like, dislike, and give it our rating. But that is it for this episode of Force of Light Entertainment. And as always, guys, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.